Army, it's Heidi Allen, founder of the Positive People Army. How are you today? It is Wednesday, a fabulous Wednesday. Some people call it hump day, and yes, I have to agree. It's definitely that hump day. We're so close, and this Friday, how exciting is it that it's Good Friday. So we get a holiday. It's a holiday on Friday. So our weekend is coming early, which is pretty fantastic. So, hey guys, today is Positive Word Wednesday. And what's fantastic about that is I always love to share a really great story that goes along with the word that I have chosen for today. And the word today is resilience. Honestly, it's one of my favorite topics because without having resilience, it's very hard for us to get through some of the adversity that is thrown at us, some of the struggles, some of the speed bumps, whatever it is, without being resilient and without recognizing what our resilient levels are. You know, some of us are going to react very differently, and that's why some people, stress happens and you see them flipping out, and you see some people, crying, and they're miserable and they get depressed and they just can't handle some sort of stress. And that's because they haven't built their resilience levels every single day. And that's the thing. So many people think that resiliency is just something when you get knocked down, it's about getting back up. Where in actual fact, it's about constantly being aware of exactly where you are and what your resilience levels are all the time. And that's why I think it's so important. That's why I feel like everyday self-care, not just the commercialized, go to the spa every once in a while and take care of yourself. This has to be done on a daily basis. So this story that I'm going to tell, it's not my story. It's one of my favorite stories that I like to talk about when it comes to dealing with adversity and what your resilient levels are, okay? Hey guys, oh my gosh, so many people coming on here. Hey Chris, hey Janice, hey Spady, hey Teresa and Mandy and Beth. Hello everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad you're joining me today for Positive Word Wednesday. Our word of the day is resilience. And it's such an incredible word. So, like I said, I'm going to share a story with you. It's a very inspiring story. It's not my story. It's a story that I love that really represents how we as human beings, how we are acting during those times of adversity. So the story goes like this. So there was a daughter, a girl that was talking to her dad. And she's telling her dad, like, I just have to tell you, Dad, like, I just feel so beat up. It just seems like there's one problem after another. I just don't know how I can keep going on. It's just life is so hard. And I'm just feeling so sad. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling miserable. So the father listened intently to his daughter as she described how she was feeling, as she described all of the speed bumps she's gone through and the problems that are happening in her life. And so he decided he wanted to really get a message across to her. So instead of just telling her what she should be doing, he wanted to give her a really great message for her to realize that it's up to her how she deals with this adversity and to pay attention to her resiliency. So he took her into the kitchen. I love this story so much. He took her into the kitchen. He told her to sit down at the table. He went into the cupboard and he grabbed out 3 pots, filled them all up with water, and put them on the stove, each one on high. And he stood there and he waited for each pot to come to a boil. Once the pots were boiling, he went into the cupboard and he grabbed some potatoes and he put them in the first pot. Then he went over to the fridge. He grabbed some eggs. He put them in the second pot. Then he goes over to the counter. There's a canister and he grabs some coffee beans and he puts those in the third pot. And then he just stood there and watched them boil. The daughter is thinking, what is he doing? I'm coming to him with my problems and he feels like right in this moment he's going to start boiling potatoes, eggs, and coffee. What is going on? And so she's impatiently sitting there, making some noises like, what is going on here? And the father just stood there quietly, waited as the pots boiled. After 20 minutes, he stopped. He stopped boiling. He turned all the stove elements off. Then he went over to the pot that was filled with potatoes, and he took the potatoes out and he put them in a bowl. Then he walked over to the pot with the eggs in it. He took the eggs out, put them in another bowl. Then he walked over to the coffee. He grabbed a ladle and he ladled out some coffee and put it in a cup. Then he said to the daughter, I want you to go over and touch the potatoes. Cut them in half. What are they like? Describe the potatoes to me, he said. She's like, what is my father doing? This is crazy town. So she goes over, she puts a fork through the potatoes, and of course, they're nice and soft. They're soft, they're billowy, right? Potatoes, they're gonna be mashed potatoes now. He says, go over and crack open the eggs. So she goes over and she takes the eggs and she cracks them, peels away the shell, and her father says, tell me about the eggs. She's like, well, they're hard-boiled eggs. Hello, you boiled them for 20 minutes. They're hard-boiled eggs. He said, okay, sip the coffee now. So she took a sip of the coffee and she's like, wow, I gotta tell you, those beans are amazing. That coffee's delicious. He said, here's the thing. All three of these items, the potatoes, the eggs, and the coffee beans, all of them just went through the exact same adversity. Boiling water for 20 minutes. The same adversity. But when the potatoes went in, the potatoes were really hard. They were solid. And they went in, and now that we've taken them out, they're soft and weak. The eggs, on the other hand, were actually quite fragile, just a thin shell protecting the liquid on the inside. And now that they have gone through this adversity, they are hard. Now look at the coffee. The coffee completely changed and became something new. Instead of just the beans, it is now a drink. It is a coffee that you drink. He said, in life, we are all these people. Sometimes we're hard, and when adversity happens, we turn into someone that is soft and weak. Whereas sometimes we are other people where we may be a little weak or feel that we are a weak person, and we have to protect ourselves with an outer shell because we're so fragile on the inside. But then we go through adversity, and what happens is we become hard and tough. And then there are the other people that when adversity happens, when it comes in, we shift, we change, we become something new. So he said, it's up to you. It's up to you who you're going to be when you go through adversity. Are you going to be the person that turns into someone that is weak? And this is going to happen when your resiliency levels are not at their highest, when they're not right up there. When you go through adversity, oh my gosh, what happens? You become soft and weak and you fall apart. Whereas some, even though they are fragile, going through that adversity makes them tough. They become out tough and hard, and it's like, oh, I can do this. And then others, my gosh, their resiliency, they realize that this is so temporary. This is temporary what is happening. And in this adversity and struggle that I'm going through right now, I can shift and change and become something new because I've learned and I've grown. So it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. Every time these bumps in the road happen, that setback, all of a sudden the sadness, the depression, whatever it is, you can literally choose whichever you want. But you need to make sure that your resiliency levels are up and ready to take on whatever's going to come. Because it's always going to come, guys. It's always going to come. Struggles are always going to come. That is life. We never know what tomorrow's going to bring. We never know. That's the greatest thing about life. But we need to grow and learn from each one. You know, I always say to people, your resiliency levels are so important. If you think of them like a battery on a phone. If you have to make a 30-minute phone call and your battery life is only 10 minutes, you're not going to make that phone call. You're not. You're going to end up like the soft potato. You're going to end up after that adversity that you're soft and you're weak because the battery life gave in. It's over. And it's hard to get back up. But if you continually keep those levels up, you can be someone that is hard and tough, and you can get through it, and you can just come out the other end stronger than you went in, stronger than you went in. And you can also change and become something new. So I want to make sure, guys, that every single day you are aware of how to keep your resilient levels up. And that is mind, body, and spirit. You need to keep all of that up. Physical exercise needs to be a part of our regime to get our resiliency levels up. We've got to add that in. Seriously, 15, 20, 30 minutes a day going for a walk. Maybe you work out at the gym. Maybe you're taking a dance class. Whatever it is, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Keep your resiliency levels up by physically keeping yourself up. What you put in your mouth is so important, guys. Healthy things are so important. All of your fish products, they're so good for your brain function. All of it. You need the carbohydrates. You need the fats. You need the fruits and vegetables. You need to make sure that all of it is keeping you healthy on the inside. Because if you're not healthy in the inside, what happens is your immunity goes down. And then all of a sudden, you're becoming weak again, because now you're getting sick, you're tired, you're not up to where you need to be physically. And then of course your mind. Oh my gosh, it is so important to keep your mind healthy. And the best way to do this, and I'm a broken record, people, we talked about it last night. We had such an amazing discussion last night online. So many Army members joined us to talk about journaling. Journaling is so incredibly important. When all of those thoughts are racing around in your mind, it's time to get them out. It's time to clean it out. It's time to understand what your triggers are, what you're going through. It's great to keep your emotions out. Pen to paper is powerful. It is absolutely powerful what it does. And it helps you understand and give you awareness. And it is that awareness that is the doorway to emotional intelligence. And that will keep you healthy and keep your resilience levels up. So guys, there you go. When adversity comes in, who are you going to be? Are you going to be the potato that went from hard to soft and weak? Or are you going to be that egg that started off, you know what? It started off pretty fragile, and some of us are fragile, but then we go through adversity and we come out stronger than ever, stronger than ever. Or are you the coffee bean that when adversity and struggle comes in, you get creative. You start shifting and changing and growing and making whatever this is something new and fabulous to go forward. It's your choice, guys. Resiliency. It's pretty important. As you can see, why it's one of my favorite topics, because it's what keeps us going, guys. It's what keeps us going forward and wanting to live a beautiful, positive, amazing life. Yes. Oh my gosh. You guys are so great. There's so many of you chatting here. Oh my gosh. Janice. Oh, Janice, thank you for your very kind words. You're so sweet. Shelly, same to you. Debbie, going to buy a journal today. Woo! I want you to post that journal. I want to see it, Debbie. Post it into the Army. Show it off. Show it off that you are journaling. You are making yourself number one, and you're going to do this. I am so proud of you. Oh my gosh. Hey, Miss Linda, how are you? Oh my God. I can't even tell you, Debbie. You're going to make me cry. I'm serious. I'm like so excited. This is an amazing thing you're doing for yourself. Caroline, oh my God, my lovely. Oh my gosh, 60-minute phone video. So sorry. What? I think I'm missing something here. Oh my gosh. Oh, Linda, I'm so glad you love that story. It's one of my favorite stories, and it's such a powerful, powerful story of resiliency. It really is. And how we deal with adversity. It's simple and it's powerful. powerful and is beautiful. So listen, guys, I want you to all have an amazing Wednesday, hump day. Tomorrow's Thursday, and then we head into a long weekend, people. So this is fantastic. So listen, I also want to make sure on Thursday, we are having 2 info sessions to talk about Impact, the Impact Leadership Program. If you want to become a part of something this, maybe you just want to find out some more information. What is this? I wouldn't mind knowing what the Positive People Army is doing. You can join us at either 11 or you can join us at 6. I hope to see some of you there. I'm going to chat soon. Bye, guys.